All right, guys, we're back here on the floor at the Pinnacle in Clarksville for the product showcase, and I am joined by a living legend, Mr. Johnny Petraglia Sr. It's an honor to meet you, sir.
Thank you, Rob. It's nice being here.
So we're showing off a whole bunch of the new pieces here, and you know, I saw you throwing a ton of strikes earlier. What's your favorite out of the new pieces from Brunswick?
Well, my favorite so far, there's a lot of pieces, but I love the Black Quantum. The Black Quantum is, especially for my ball speed, it gets through the front really well, and it's continuous in the back end. But the best part of it is how it goes through the pins. It goes through the pins so hard. When I could cut the 7-pin as hard as it's being cut today, and I went over and talked to Parker, and the same thing was happening with him, hey, I fell in love with the ball.
Well, I know these Quantums have the thicker shell, 3.5 times more shell, and well, 30% more durability. I guess it's not a surprise that this newest edition hits so hard.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think I expected it, and I was so glad when I saw it and that it happened. And a couple of the other balls I like a lot, but that's the one that really stands out for me.
Awesome. Well, why don't we take it down to the lanes and see Johnny throw a few shots? All right, guys, we're back here once again at the Brunswick booth, and I have run into an old friend of mine, Mr. Billy Orlikowski.
How you doing, everybody?
Bill, nice to see you again.
Good to see you too, Rob.
So we got over to the product showcase, and we got to see all the new stuff coming out, and oh my God.
How about that, huh? We got some really good stuff.
This is probably the most exciting time I've had as a Brunswick staffer in my life, because every single release that I went through, it was like, oh my God, oh my God. And we happen to have, you know, a couple of them right here. So let's go through a couple of these new pieces and tell me a little bit about it. So let's start right here with the Magnitude 035.
Yeah, now the Magnitude 035, what we got here is kind of a different design. Everything we've been having has had like a pretty large differential with it. So with the Magnitude series, it's a new nameplate for us that is going to take over that Mastermind series where the Masterminds were. And with that, the first concept was to come up with a lower differential ball for tournament players, kind of that lower differential control, but still have that performance. So with that, the Magnitude cover stock, we used our skid flip cover stock base, which was used on the Brainiac, even on the LT48. But with our new additives, one of the things we changed too is we changed our cover stock to make it more robust, more durable. Brought the break point a little sooner, gives you a quicker response to that friction, but gives you that control that you need as a tournament player. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing I noticed when the lane started to break down at the showcase, I could still play this ball in pretty much the same area with it jumping off the end. And that was really exciting, because especially for myself, I don't have a lot of tilt, but I have so much rotation, the ball kind of whips off the end, and then this was so controllable.
Right, and that's, Rob, that's where RG and differential play different. RG will give you that distance of that break point down the lane. Differential is going to give you all that area across the lane. So the lower that differential, the more control you're going to have side to side.
And that's really great, especially for you guys who are playing on sport patterns, who want to keep the ball in front of you. You don't want to swing that lane, you want to really control it. That's going to be a must-have piece. Now, moving from that, we've got a new Quantum.
Yes. Now, this is another special piece. Like you said when you saw it, one of the things we did there, too, same cover stock, relativity flip that we used on the Magnitude, we used on the Quantum. So it's got that same thick shell, that same performance. However, this new cover, I mean, it really goes on the back end. I mean, this is something that if you're going to compare it to the Fire Quantum Pearl, you're going to get about 3 to 4 more boards of back end shape. Fire Quantum's a little smoother, a little rollier. The one thing that nobody tried yet is when you get that reaction, if you add just a little bit of surface to it, that thing's going to be a big hook and ball.
Oh yeah, I was watching Sean play that, and recently we've seen Sean kind of playing down and in, and he took a 30-board step left and just whoosh, and it was the big wheel. He threw it right out to the 2-board, and he came back, and it just exploded the pocket.
Oh yeah. And the other thing to add too is we got this nice consumer bag promotion again. So, you buy the ball, you're going to get that Quantum bag wherever we put it. Sorry about that.
We'll insert picture right here.
Right.
So, moving on from the Quantum, we have the return of a favorite.
Yeah, and here's another one too, that Vintage Inferno. Last time it was out was 2003. Here we are almost 15 years later, and we've got that Vintage Inferno. The core, everything is the same. The only thing we tweaked was the cover stock. It's Activator 2.0, and the reason for that is we want to give you that same performance on today's conditions that you had back then. We used the original formula, and we tested it, and believe it or not, it only hooked a board or two more than the Rhinos. And the reason for that is that cover stock and the way the lanes have changed. The lanes have gotten harder, the oils have gotten slicker, and you need to produce a little bit more texture, chemical texture in that cover stock. So this is Activator 2.0, but it's going to give you that same look and same feel on today's conditions.
Now, I know Sean was really excited about this. I believe, if I remember my history, he won one of his very first tournaments in 2005 with that ball.
Yes, yeah. He actually won his second PBA title with that ball.
So and I threw it. It was a winner. It had a very different motion than I think what people remember from Brunswick, but it's so good.
Part of that, Rob, though, is with the Vintage Inferno, it's pretty close to what we had with the Versamax. So it's that same cover stock base that everybody loved with the Versamax. It gives you that longer hook window instead of that quick response, so it's real easy to control.
Absolutely. Now, you guys don't see this. So it's this guy here. This one really had me excited. A new Fanatic. Now, when the Fanatic first came out, guys like me who, sometimes can't play with big equipment, we got really excited about it. But it was still a little strong. I remember throwing this at the product showcase, and this was perfect. It was amazing.
Yeah. So that was the only problem with the original BTU, was it was just a little bit stronger on those drier conditions that everybody wanted. So we went back to the drawing board, re-looked at the formulation, and we figured out how can we get a little bit more length, make a little smoother ball motion, and cut down that total hook. And this is what we came back with, that BTU Pearl.
And one of the things I did notice about it when I was throwing it is, maybe it was in my head, but it actually looked like it hit harder than the original.
Yeah, part of that could just be, the straighter angles that you're going to play, the less, keeping it more in front of you. But I have heard that comment a lot, there could be something tricky to that formula that helps that restitution and pin carry.
Awesome. Well, you know what? We're going to take a look at some of the other stuff that's going on here in the Brunswick booth. All right, guys, we are here in the Brunswick booth here at BowlExpo 2017, and I'm joined by Bugsy Kelly, who has really taken Brunswick's shoe game to a whole new level. So, Bugsy, thanks for
having me. Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, we had, I know as staff, had a really big announcement that we were all really excited about a few days ago. Now we're able to see it in person. Tell me about the new Team Brunswick men's shoe.
Yep, we have a new high-performance shoe, top dollar, top performance shoe, all leather, full grain leather. Try to look at the bowling industry, since we're kind of new at getting into the shoe game here, and look at what was good about other shoes and what was bad, and try to just create the best shoe that we could create. So we started out with the full grain leather shoe with a nice toe cap here to help with durability on the toe area, which becomes an issue for a lot of bowlers.
Yeah, I know for myself, I used to dig in to try to slow myself down. I used to wear out toes like mad.
Sure, this one should be pretty good for you then. Something else that we did is we did a left and right specific, so you get a glued down traction sole instead of the Velcro or the hook and loop. Another durability issue type of thing. And this is really good. It's got 3 different sections here. One in the toe here for traction, and it's got a flex bar. So really good feedback on this so far.
That's awesome. Now, this is being the high-performance shoe. I guess if we flip over and look at the other side here, we've got all of that customizable feature that not everyone else has, but we're doing better.
We think so. Heel and sole, interchangeable. It's going to come with 5 soles, 4 heels. So you've got the shark's tooth, the leather, the classic heel, and then the progressive heel that's got the 3 different materials here, where it slides more in the front and then stops a little bit more in the back. And then so the 5 soles is 2 through 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So more slide at 10, less slide at 2. All right. And then in addition to that, sorry to turn away from the camera there. It comes with a bag to carry everything in, the shoe protector for your sliding shoe, and then a really nice insole. We upgraded the insole for more comfort. So you see, got the padded here in the heel area and in the ball of the foot area for more support and more comfort. So we try to put everything into it that we could. It's a pretty good pair of shoes here.
So what you're telling me here is, unlike everybody else in the market, rather than selling you a shoe and making you go spend hundreds of dollars to get everything else, you're giving everyone a total package shoe.
Total package shoe. Yeah, and the MAP is not very high on these. The minimum advertised price on these is $149. So for a high-performance leather shoe that looks nice, stylish, durable, has all the pieces and parts, you're not going to break the bank.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Yeah. All right, guys, so we're going to see what else is going on here in the Brunswick booth. But I want to say thank you so much, Bugsy. You've done an amazing job.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys, that about wraps it up for another show. If you like what you saw this episode and want to find out more, don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Laneside Reviews or click below.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel or click on the box. And if you missed our last video or just want to watch it again, you can click on the other box.
And don't forget you can pick up any of the jerseys you see in our videos by using this coupon code at logoinfusion.com. So until next time, guys, we'll see you laneside.